Welcome to a new episode of Alternative Indian Media. On July 26, 2023, a coup d'état occurred in Niger when the country's presidential guard detained President Mohamed Bazoum, and Presidential Guard Commander General Abdourahmane Tiani proclaimed himself the leader of a new military junta. Junta means a military or political group that rules a country after taking power by force. Presidential Guard forces would close the country's borders and suspend the state institutions. Niger gained independence from France in 1960. This was the fifth military coup d'état since then. However, this was the first coup since 2010. The coup d'état was widely condemned by the West, particularly France, Britain and the United States of America, and by the West African regional bloc called ECOWAS. So, let us explain ECOWAS in brief. ECOWAS stands for Economic Community of West African States. ECOWAS is a regional political and economic union. The union was established on May 28, 1975, with the signing of the Treaty of Lagos, with its stated mission to promote economic integration across the region. Since its inception in 1975, membership of several countries has been suspended. Mauritania, which was one of the founding members in 1975, decided to withdraw in December 2000. Mauritania, however, recently signed a new associate membership agreement in August 2017. Mali was suspended from ECOWAS in May 2021, following its second military coup within 9 months. Guinea was also suspended in September 2021, shortly after a military coup took place in the country. Sanctions were placed on both countries in September 2021. In January 2022, Mali announced its decision to close its borders and recalled several ambassadors with ECOWAS. This was in response to sanctions imposed for deferring elections for 4 years. In January 2022, Burkina Faso was suspended from ECOWAS following a military coup. Interestingly, Niger is also a member state of ECOWAS, but its membership has been suspended from ECOWAS after the recent 2023 coup d'état. Till 2020, ECOWAS had 15 member states, 8 of these were French-speaking, 5 were English-speaking, and 2 were Portuguese-speaking. All these members joined the ECOWAS community in 1975 as founding members with the exception of Cape Verde, which joined in 1977. These countries were colonized by the French, British and the Portuguese. These countries were divided into 2 zones, Zone A and Zone B. Zone A comprised of Cape Verde, Gambia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, Senegal, Sierra Leone. Zone B comprised of Benin, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Niger, Nigeria, Togo. But after 2020, several countries got suspended from ECOWAS following a string of coup d'état. You now know that these suspended countries are Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. So, we can say that as of today, ECOWAS effectively comprises of 11 member states. ECOWAS has threatened Niger with military intervention if President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger is not restored to office. Nigeria is spearheading ECOWAS, and is supported by France, Britain, and the United States of America. With this background in mind, let us now analyze. Africa has suffered a lot, and it continues to suffer. We need to understand that the European colonial powers such as France and Britain are deficient in terms of minerals and natural resources. Industrial development of these countries was accomplished through the plunder and exploitation of Africa. Throughout the colonial era, West subjugated and exploited Africa for its resources. Industrial development of the West and the Western Empire stands on the blood, sweat and tears of the African people. West committed genocide of unprecedented proportion, sometimes by orchestrating epidemic, sometimes by orchestrating famines, sometimes by orchestrating civil wars and ethno-religious clashes, and sometimes by propping up violent terror groups such as Boko Haram. Even after the colonial era, plunder and subjugation of Africa continued unabated. West has systematically created a political ruling elite or power brokers in the African countries. West subjugates and plunders Africa through the involvement of puppet governments which they themselves have installed. President Bazoum of Niger is one such fellow. He is backed by France. Niger's military junta, led by Presidential Guard Commander General Abdourahmane Tiani, is backed by Russia and to a certain extent China. However, there is a finer power game. United States of America is in touch with the military leadership of Niger. As of now, the Presidential Guard's commander has won broad support from Niger's armed forces. Armed Forces Chief General Abdou Sidiko Issa has thrown his weight behind the junta. However, USA and Britain didn't give up. They want to bring the armed forces of Niger under its influence. Commander of the Niger Special Forces is pro-American. United States of America wants to knock out France and wants to become the puppet master or string puller. Then USA would loot and plunder Niger instead of France. So, you can now see internal power struggle has started within the West. This shows that the cracks are widening in the West. Although United States has condemned the coup d'état in Niger, but they would not hesitate to support the military junta and its leadership if the junta decides to come out of the influence of Russia, flips its side and adopts a pro-American stance. United States of America and Britain want to kill two birds in one arrow. Knock France out of Niger, bring junta out of Russian influence. And at the same time United States of America wants to become the power center in Niger and later among the other ECOWAS countries. In addition to Russia and China, Niger's junta has the support of Burkina Faso and Mali. Thanks for watching this episode. Kindly share this episode and subscribe to this channel.